I'm just sitting in the public house over here by my home, having a burger. And the two older guys down there, of course, them old guys that like to talk shit, run their fucking mouth about good old days and all this bullshit and everything else, And you get some good natured ribbing and all this stuff or whatever, but it's like, the older people, you gotta understand, like, they are living in a fucking world that's fucked the fuck up from where they came from, and so naturally, hell, I'm 37 years old and I already don't fucking trust nobody because of my fucking life experience and getting fucked over by people and everything else. Well, these guys, they pushing fucking 70 and everything, so I can imagine, guess what, they have like a certain degree of the same type of, for sure, if I'm at the level that I'm at 37, then definitely, they're at that level too, And so it's always real kind of interesting whenever, like, you sit down with a couple, you sitting down there having a burger, some two older dudes come in there like 70-something years old, fucking, they don't know you from Adam. And they already giving you the hairy eyeball every time you open your fucking mouth, And what they look for, what people look for in another human being to determine, whether or not they have salt or whether or not they worth the fuck to even talk to or whatever, is whether or not you have humility. And what that means is not walking up in a motherfucking situation or whatever and just talking shit and running your head. Because I know that most people are goddamn stupid. And so what ends up fucking happening is that, like, well, these old boys, they done seen fucking everything. They done heard it all. They done know it all. They know all the fucking jokes, and you ain't gonna tell them nothing they ain't heard, for the most part, because that's what they expect, and rightfully so, because goddamn, they've been bit by fucking snakes, poisonous fucking motherfuckers out there that bite their ass and take them. And like, so, nobody can hold these motherfuckers at fault if they just go ahead and assume that, when they see a snake, that it's goddamn poisonous and that, to not fuck with it or whatever. And so, like, when you engaging with these people, when you trying to talk to them, have a conversation, one goddamn thing is that they automatically off the bat, their mindset is simple. You're full of fucking shit and you don't know shit and you ain't nothing but a sniveling nose fucking shit pants. But another thing is that, like, they miss out is that because they've been fucked over by so many people and they so used to seeing the goddamn fucking evil in this world that they don't give people the credit sometimes that's due whenever it is due, and for them it don't matter about, like, making friends or having shit going on or whatever and talking about all this bullshit. They don't care about that shit no more. And tonight I went to get a burger, at the pub house down the road from my house, which is about the only fucking place I go anymore. I don't stray too far from the fucking home base, and it's because motherfuckers are crazy. And it's because motherfuckers will take efforts and put in work to fuck you up. And they will. They put in fucking work. They dedicate assets of their mind and their thinking and their shit to fuck you up specifically. What are they going to do this time? How they going to fuck you up like this? How they going to make this happen? How they going to fuck you up next time? And, for that reason, I don't get out too much, but so I'm sitting there, so I'm making it talking or whatever. And, he said, he's just in random talking about whatever bullshit, he says, well, eight girlfriends and a wife later, this and that and this and that. Well, automatically, I didn't say nothing or whatever, but automatically I'm assuming, like, well, he done been burned by a woman and all this stuff or whatever, because like, that's my experience. Like, and another one of the older dudes that was sitting there and say, oh, he said, like, I didn't know you was married. He said, you married one time? And he said, yeah, I was married one. And then the man said, we was married 13 years, and he said she died. And right in that moment, I had humility. But because I was able to sympathize with him on a certain level, empathize with him on a certain level, that type of loss, and not knowing him from Adam or whatever, but I know that must have been fucking just horrifyingly bad for him. Just the worst. I mean, hell, just thinking about it, I wanted to cry right then and there. And I told him, I said, man, I'm sorry, man. That fuck. I know that was hard. You know what I mean? And in that moment, like, he had respect for the fact that I was a man. That I'm an individual in this life. That I'm not the type of person to go sit around and fuck with somebody over some shit. And then, I'm not gonna make fun of nothing like that or whatever. That I do have like a genuine word and an experience in this life of shit. And I talk to people like, a lot about different things that I see what's going on in the world. And, I ended up telling, because something came around, we talking or whatever, and they said, well, we don't know nothing about any of this shit. And I said, look, like Bitcoin, fucking, social network, all this fucking crap shit, evil that we have that's just fucking poisoning and destroying our society and fucking poisoning and killing our fucking kids' minds. And I said, look, I'm 37 years old. And I'm outmoded on the motherfucking shit because, I done taken to going on eBay and buying books, antique books, because for some reason or another in my mind, I have this belief or this thought that the future that awaits us, that's approaching, is one in which tangible goods and tangible things that you can put your hands on, creative type things, are no longer like very easily obtainable. Art is done on a computer. Music is done on a computer. Learning is done on a computer. And the entire compendium of human knowledge at one point is going to be on the computer. And in my mind, I just happen to think that there's going to come a time where like people are going to be wanting to put their hands on something fucking real. And I'm looking on damn eBay and I'm finding fucking manuscripts, books, vellum books. If you don't know what that is, look it up. That's made in the motherfucking 1500s. And people are selling this shit for $15 damn, $10 fucking $15. And I asked myself, just being that I'm old and fucking stupid, that why the fuck are people selling these? Like, motherfuckers selling an entire illuminated manuscript from Book of Hours, they selling it for 70 fucking grand. And somebody's selling that. Somebody has a $70,000 hand fucking drawn, handmade, is scripted in fucking gold script, handwritten, big ass motherfucking tome of a book, completely handmade from the fucking 1500s. And yeah, it's worth $70,000 they're trying to get for it or whatever. But why? When you have something goddamn real, you got a book full of fucking paper. And that motherfucking paper right there wasn't printed on no fucking green bullshit machine, bills and dollars and shit that's just gonna come in one hand and out the motherfucking other. That book was hand fucking made in the goddamn 1501. 1501 the book was made. Why are you gonna trade that fucking paper for today's bullshit? If you have something that's old like that and it's a book and it has something real inside of it, don't fucking sell it. Keep that shit. Because every fucking year that goes by, it's going to be worth more than it was the year before if you keep it in good shape. Read the motherfucker. How about that? You know, the whole fucking the whole motto about living is simple. Yes, it costs a little bit more money to pay out for something that has quality or antique. Okay? The cheap man spends more money. Now, why is that? For example, we go to Harbor Freight, get some cheap tools and Pittsburgh tools that are made in fucking China. Pittsburgh, made in China. Okay? Some wood drill bits. Take them out over to do a project. Put the wood drill bit on the drill, running it up in the thing, and the motherfucker curl up, bend all up, and it's all fucked up, and breaks and everything else, and it's twirled up like a fucking piece of taffy. And I pull that shit down and I look at it, well, guess what? It's made out of fucking string. And the only thing that I can imagine is they take pieces of string and dip them in some kind of composite that coats around the string, they put spirals in them and send them out and sell them to people. So the cheap man gonna spend $5 for a pack of bits that's made out of a piece of fucking string in China, call itself Pittsburgh. Okay? Well, the cheap man, because they broke and he want to save money, he's gonna go back and get more of that cheap ass bullshit. Before you know it, he could have bought the fucking $12.99 set of Craftsman. Lifetime guarantee, ain't gonna fucking break, and it'll last you forever. So if you have this shit that has value, then you keep it, right? So the cheap man to spend more money going to go to the furniture store, and he's going to get the modern stupid shit that's made in China out of particle board, costs $2,000 to get a goddamn bed. Well, for $3,500, you could get something that's an antique, handmade, dovetail, hardwood, hand finished. That cheap fucking piece of shit particle board bullshit that you pay that's modern and you have in your house, it ain't gonna do nothing but fall apart, and it's gonna lose value over time. You buy shit that's antique and you spend the extra money on it because what it is an investment in your future. So that way, by the time you get to having a fully furnished house, everything in your fucking house and everything that's around you is accruing value over time. People give me a lot of shit because they think I'm some kind of chump motherfucker who just going for some fashionable statements and shit because I carried this, okay? This a Louis Vuitton origami, you understand? Okay? They don't fucking make them anymore. And while I'm sitting this wallet on my motherfucking ass everywhere I go, it is accruing value because one day I might be motherfucking broke. And I know for one goddamn well, I know absolutely 100% for sure that I can sell this and I can get actually good fucking money for it. And the longer it goes on, it'll become fucking vintage, it'll become an antique, it'll become a collector's item, it'll be worth God knows how much. So you don't go to the fucking bargain bin at Target and buy art. Okay, you go down to New Orleans to the nearest city and you check that shit out and you peep it out and you go buy real fucking pictures from real artists who are making real fucking shit. Because not only are you investing in helping this individual out, this motherfucker might be the next Picasso. So don't get lulled into this false sense of security and having all this modern bullshit because it ain't going to do nothing for you. That shit that they sell over there at Haverty's or fucking Ashley or Rooms to Go or IKEA or whatever, that stuff made by little fucking kids in another fucking country that you don't know nothing about, who's pressing fucking chemicals and paper into something they call in fucking wood, and it ain't going to be worth a goddamn fucking thing. Ever. You know, ever. It ain't gonna be worth shit. It's worth more the fuck now than it'll ever be. Now, and you think about that. Why is it that a book from the 1700s selling for goddamn $15 when I know goddamn well it's something that cannot be replaced? You know? And I tell you why that is. It's because right now in this particular day, that book ain't worth. That book would way the fuck more than $15. But these idiots who stuck on that IKEA shit, who stuck on that fucking phone shit, who don't read no goddamn books and don't know what the fuck they are, done had their grandma die or whatever, some bullshit, and they went out and had to go dig through grandma's shit, and they found a bunch of books, and they said, well, fuck them, just put them on eBay or whatever. They don't get it. Take advantage of that shit. Think about the future. The future. Physical assets, actual shit that you could hold, shit that's going to hold up, stuff that's going to be interesting. It's all cheap right now. Just get it and fucking hold it. And who knows, you get a fucking book, you might learn something about the shit. You might learn some shit. I found a book the other day about goddamn Atlantis that was from the fucking 1800s. And I got it. I was looking for a Bible to buy, to have like an antique Bible, because I said, well, the Catholic Church, they fucking up and they taking shit out of the fucking Bible. And I said, well, I need to get one older so I know what's up. I thought it was a Bible. I guess the seller that was selling the shit thought it was a Bible. It was beautiful. It was like red, it's this thick, gold, embossed around the pages and shit. Nice fucking book cover, great fucking shape. Illustrations that still have wax paper on it or whatever. Well, I said, cool. Well, I got the book in, and I was expecting a Bible and everything, and I opened it up, and it said, like, the life of Christ, life of Jesus Christ. I said, what? It turns out it's like a 900-page biography of Jesus Christ. And on the third page of the book, whenever you open up the cover and through it, it says, entered to and redacted a Library of Congress by Tiffany and Co. It's a Tiffany book that's a biography of Christ that somebody was selling for $85 on eBay. I don't know, but I think that might be worth something someday. And I don't know what else, but I think this message that I'm giving right here might be worth something someday. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my fucking time. Because that's what this is. It's a huge fucking waste of time. All of it. The whole show. It's a waste of time to go to your goddamn job. It's a waste, because it's pointless. What are you doing? What they call productivity. It ain't productive at all. It ain't producing shit. It's producing shit that people consume and throw the fuck away. It's wasted productivity. You go to your motherfucking job, you work goddamn 12 hours a fucking day, 6 days a motherfucking week, just so you could be able to live to get another motherfucking paycheck. And everybody want to talk about how, oh, America's the best and we're fucking free and we got all this goddamn freedom and bullshit. You living in a motherfucking dystopia. And that's the bottom line. This is not utopia. It's nowhere the fuck near it. We got prisons. We got prison camps. We got motherfuckers killing each other. We got crooked ass fucking politicians ripping people off and plundering resources and tax money. We got elderly people eating fucking cat food because they can't even afford to fucking live off fixed income. We got motherfuckers choosing after they get in a fucking accident at their job which motherfucking 3 fingers they want to keep because 2 of them got to go because their health insurance don't cover it. We got a doctor who's going to do that fucking procedure and then stitch the 3 on. The doctor have all 5 of his motherfucker's fingers in his goddamn hand. He going to throw 2 of the fingers in the fucking trash because he ain't getting paid. We do a disservice to ourselves when we do disservice to others. But nobody gives a fuck about other people. Nobody. Very few people care about another motherfucker beyond themselves. And it's not because they've been burned. I understand somebody not giving a fuck about somebody else because they get fucking burned time and time and time and time again when they give themselves to people. Motherfuckers ain't never even been burned. Fuck other people over. And the reason they fuck other people over because they never been burned. They never allowed themselves to get hurt. They never allowed themselves to hit that fucking floor and fall. And always somebody there to pick them up. Always some lie. Always some bullshit. And you about bullshit? Fuck you. Fuck you. Come at me? Come on. Come on. Follow the links. Hit me up on that email and tell me you about some motherfucking bullshit and you want to fucking try to prove yourself. Come on, do it. Bring it. Because I realize one motherfucking thing. This shit that's going on, nope. Ain't nothing goddamn real about it. Ain't a fucking thing real about it. It's a goddamn illusion. It's trickery. You go out there looking for truth and you ain't gonna find a fucking thing. You'll find the truth is that the world want to kill your ass. And everything the fuck in it want to take your money and it wants to fuck you over. Since conception. You, at birth, sperm, your own goddamn brothers out of your dad's nuts, they turn around and try to fight you to stop you from getting that egg, and you made it there. Since the motherfucking onset, all the odds are stacked to fuck against everything that's being right now. And none of us are gonna fucking win. You know? There ain't nothing to win. You know? If you want to win, then don't attach yourself to the fuck any of this shit here. Bottom fucking line. Now, technically speaking, objectivity is not fucking subjective and therefore cannot reveal any fucking truth about your subjectivity. By subjectivity, I mean your hopes, your dreams, your beliefs, your belief about truth. Okay? Truth, nope, doesn't fucking exist. There is no truth in a universal standpoint. You get a group of people together, there's no subjective truth. No matter how many of them people go look into the objective world, to the stars and the galaxy, no matter what little tool they fashion to try to look at a little molecule or whatever, as long as it's coming from the objective world, it will yield nothing to our subjectivity because the objective world is not subjective. So objective, or O, okay, does not equal truth, or T. It does not yield it. It won't. It can't. It's not possible. It is a moot fucking point. So O, moot, T. Wrong. It ain't going to work. Now, subjectivity, flip side of the coin. You can't use your subjectivity to ascertain the truth or the being of anything fucking outside your goddamn mind. Yeah, that's a rock. But what's it made of? Oh, it's made of cobalt. Okay, well, what's cobalt made of? Oh, protons. Well, what proton? Oh, a quark. Yeah. And a reductionist level of thinking, although it's considered to be a logical fallacy, is a bunch of fucking bullshit, I think, because guess what? If you reduce every fucking question down to its fundamental constituent parts, you end up at, I don't know. I can't figure it out. There is no figuring anything the fuck out because nothing can yield anything about anything that could be even remotely compared to something that would be unanimously and universally agreed upon as being fundamentally concrete 100% truth. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Everything outside your goddamn mind is uncertain. Solipsism posits the only thing that is certain to exist is your own mind. Therefore, subjectivity cannot tell you truth. It cannot yield any truth. It can't. Now, you can determine that it's true that you don't want to kill nobody. It's true that it's bad to fuck people over. It's true that it's bad to fucking rob people or whatever. And I would agree with you. Fuck yeah, that's true. You know, you don't fuck people over. That's true. But hey, that motherfucker over there who's fucking us over, he don't give a fuck about what you believe about what the motherfuck true. So therefore, if O is a moot point to the fucking truth, and S, subjectivity, is a moot point to the fucking truth, then there is no truth. Except that which you define yourself as an agent of consciousness, in this quantum realm of creation. And yeah, creation. The word. It's a creative act. Creative thoughts. And I'll posit that although I do not know anything true, and that I can't say for 100% certain that anything the fuck I say is true any more than I can say for 100% certain and I'm not even a fucking figment of somebody else's or your imagination right now. What I can say is that what I choose is God. What that is, I don't know. Because I would rather be a part of a system of belief that gives me the hope that I need to be able to move on through this fucking bullshit, that there is a higher power that is in charge of all this shit that's going on. And that if we go through this life and we help people and we do the right thing, we show humility, we don't fuck people over, and we learn our fucking lessons, that something better awaits us than this dystopian fucking money-grubbing, greedy, vanity, selfish, narcissistic fucking puke that we live in today. And I know people say it's a pessimistic worldview that you have, because there are good things in the world, and there are good things in the world, but those good things are fucking short-lived. Short fucking lived. You know? I believe that all of this shit is consciousness. That everything that we see around us is emergent from consciousness. That matter is literally being made within the Higgs field as we fucking think about it. And that the entire universe is responsive to the neuronal fucking changes that happen in our brain whenever we come upon new discoveries and new ways of thinking. Do I believe that the world would change because I think that I have a good thought, or I think that I don't want to confront the reality of someone eating another person's fucking face off? No. That I would have a grand sense of self. I would need to be put in check for my self-aggrandization if I thought that simply by thinking that I don't want to deal with these things, that I'm contributing somehow to the fact that motherfuckers aren't getting shot the fuck up in Las Vegas, or people aren't getting goddamn raped and fucking killed. That's called selfishness. And I see it the fuck everywhere. You know, the farther along I get in this little fucking journey into this goddamn bullshit, the more that I see that I need to stay the fuck out of the way, because nobody ever sees that train coming, you know. Nobody. And like a thief in the night, he comes. And I can't tell you how many fucking people claim to be fucking Christians, religious people, and believe in Christ and his unconditional love and have respect for his incredible fucking achievement of ascendance, would tell you that, the second coming, well, they've been saying that for thousands of years, you know, and everything. And I said, you fucking little faith. You know, and these are the fucking hypocrites, and these are the fucking people who are going to be responsible. They're going to be held liable, because these are the people that don't sin. They don't do anything wrong. And they can't do anything wrong, because doing something wrong implies doing something, slighting another person or fucking somebody over. And they don't believe that they're sinners, and they don't believe that they're wrong, because they don't believe anybody the fuck else exists besides them. So you out there, watch the fuck out, because it's coming. And you can mark my words on it. Hey, it's coming, period. Like maybe 7 more years, 8 more years, it'll be here, and it'll be done. And the thing about it is you can go on with your bullshit and your rocks, you know. I tell you about rocks and crystals and shit. A friend of mine was in them rocks and all them crystals and that namaste and all that fucking crystal healing and fucking bullshit that everybody jacks each other off on. Well, his young son was playing out in the fucking yard and got bit by a rattlesnake. He took him to the hospital. Like a good father, thank God. You know. And I asked him, I said, and I wasn't being mean, I was being real with him because this is how I am with my friends. I'm fucking honest with people to a fault. And I'll hurt your feelings if being honest needs to be done because I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. Those people that I have are friends. That's why they're my friends, because they know that I will fucking tell them the truth. Even if it's hard for me and it hurts me to be able to do it, I will. I absolutely fucking 100% will. Guarantee it. I said, this kid gets bit by a rattlesnake, and I said, why don't you rub one of your rocks on him? And he told me, he said, that's not fair. And I said, yes, it is. It goddamn well is fair, because when it came time to put that shit to the test, you were in a hospital. God put your ass in that hospital. God saved that fucking kid from your goddamn delusional thinking. God's an instinct. It takes over. Period. And you want to go on that line of thinking and fucking keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Everybody in our society's been called by God. I don't give a fuck who you are. You ain't gonna lie to me and tell me that there hasn't been times in your life where you were called to your fucking face on that floor and you thought better than that. Or you were embarrassed. You know? Do not pass it up. There's always an opportunity for us to put our face on the floor. And when we put our face on the floor, we go there in earnest and honesty and fucking all humility, and we say, I don't know. And furthermore, I feel like a fool for trying to know, for believing that I know. And it's not about shame. It's about accepting the fact that no matter fuck smart you are, you don't know shit. You ain't in control of shit. And all that little control and all that fucking belief, it's all bullshit is what it is. And people need to wrap their motherfucking heads around the fact that luminous matter only accounts for 5% of the known fucking universe. And that's everything there is. That's everything there ever will be within our purview, no matter how much technology we get. And what that means is 95% of what is reality isn't luminous. It can't be seen. It's not in the real objective matter field. I want everybody, anybody who sees these messages, if fucking anybody takes anything away from them, be fucking careful. There's too many ways in the world that we live in for people to just go up in some situation they don't know nothing about and end up getting fucking killed or hurt. Don't hand your trust to anyone. You always be cautious. Always. Especially when you meet new people. Always be cautious. People you're going to click with and find. You be on them like flies on shit. Don't treat them like shit. But don't tell them any goddamn secrets. Don't tell anybody any fucking secrets. That's why they call it a secret. You keep that shit to yourself. Motherfucker get with you and they'll fuck with you for 8 to 10 fucking years to get a secret if you got one. And they'll get it. And they will fuck you up. Because that's what they want. The false self is running the fucking show right now. That's who's running the show, the false self, the delusion. People had delusions that their money has value. Well, guess what? It don't. In 2010, Bitcoin, which, by the way, is the 5th largest economy on the globe right now in 7 years, okay? 2010, that is free. Just the other day, it hit $22,000 a fucking piece. And motherfuckers been the same motherfuckers that whenever this shit started going, was telling people to stay the fuck away from it. It was bullshit. Don't risk your fucking money. When it was 25 cents a piece, are the same motherfuckers that are still on that goddamn TV telling motherfuckers to stay the fuck away from it now that it's $22,000 a piece. And they wrong. They've been wrong since goddamn day one. And instead of saying I was wrong, fuck, they steady been buying it up while they telling you not to. Okay? It's not too late. They just hit the halving. The increase in fucking Bitcoin occurred between 2010 and now. We hit the halving. Guess what? About 5 more years, it's going to be exactly the fucking same. You buy one of them motherfuckers right now, you hit 12 million goddamn US dollars. But let me tell you something. You ain't going to give a fuck about them US dollars. And that's what people don't understand. This ain't a stock. It's a goddamn currency. It's not a fucking company and a stock that's volatile and bullshit. It's a fucking money system. And that money system, artificial intelligence. Okay? Buy it. You can get fractions of the motherfucker. You don't have to have $20,000 to get into it. You have $100 damn to get in that shit. Do your fucking research and look into it. It's the future. Assets that accrue value. Focus on that. Fuck everything else. Fuck everybody else. Fuck the party. Fuck it, all that shit. Forget it. There's a big old party waiting. Right now it's time to grind. Get on it.